Dirt roads to rock crawling, two-buck chuck to screaming eagle, moonshine to 50-year-old single malt. We talk about it all here on Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey with your hosts, Jason and Chris.
Welcome to Wheeling Wine and Whiskey, episode 262. Hey, are you there, Chris?
I'm here. We're back.
Are you there? Are we back? Is this thing working?
We had major technical difficulties. My house blew up.
That was the word on the street that I asked Lorenzo to check the cable that he strung from Minden, Nevada down to Livermore, California. And he said it looked good, but when he got to your house, there was no house there.
It's a crater.
And he said there was a note that just said F off. So I don't know. I don't know what that is all about. But it's good to hear from you. It's good that you're back. We're back.
We're back.
Yeah. Yep. As our listeners know, life happens, and here we are. But it's all good. It was a refreshing break. How about that? For everyone. Now we're going to see who our true listeners are if they tune back in or they go, oh, F that podcast. They're done.
Know, right?
They missed a week. They're done.
They went the way of Mike and Max or Max and Max. Or Mike
sometimes what
or...
do they say? Absence makes a heart grow fonder. So maybe people are like even more, So we're going to find out who our true fans are right now. All four of you that are listening right now, thank you so much for sticking it out with us. An extra week. And we're back. So, yeah.
See if we get any bras in the mail.
Oh, that'd be good.
Just to go hang them up at the bar. And,
you remember that big moose I had in my house in San Jose?
Oh, I do remember the moose.
That moose. No,
it wasn't a moose.
It was a moose. It was a moose. It had a fabled past. It used to be at Tony Roma's rib house in San Jose there.
Yeah, that's a good place.
I procured it from a friend of a friend, and it was on loan. That was the problem. It was on loan, but my friend assured me that his friend would never want it back because it was so big. His wife hated it, blah, blah, blah. But where I'm going with this is I had a pink Victoria's Secret bra hanging off this thing that was pretty large bra.
Yeah, for a large busted broad.
Yes, and it was a friend of ours, and I won't mention any names.
No, we won't mention any names.
She said, this needs to go on your moose, or she addressed it to the moose. I think we called it Bullwinkle.
I thought you were calling yourself Moose for a while there.
No. And so...
What's your name? I'm Moose.
It was very cool. People would walk in, immediately see the moose in a pink, bright pink, hot pink bra hanging off of it and go, damn.
Well, it's Bachelor
That moose knew how to party.
That's right.
So what are you drinking? You drinking some red liquid?
Yeah, I'm drinking a 2016 pretty young Cabernet Sauvignon from Bent Creek Winery.
Ooh.
I went we're recording on Sunday, and I went I've been delaying my pickups for my club pickups for quite a while. So
all your friends are gone out of Livermore.
I know. I have no friends anymore.
You have no Livermore friends anymore.
And it's sad.
It is sad. Ira and Lori are in Arkansas now.
I know.
They got there right before the hurricane hit,
or whatever it was that hit them. But
yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad they're doing okay. We were texting back and forth today. They're I guess Ira bought a new lawnmower. He's
a bad boy.
It's fuel injected, like 20 something plus horsepower, and I was going to ask him if he had a freaking cup holder on there for his wine
does.
glass.
I verified. I talked to him this weekend. It does have I said, you got to have a beer holder on that thing, and he says absolutely. It's on a swivel.
So self-leveling.
Yeah, it's gyroscopic. So you can't spill your beer while you're mowing your lawn.
Like they have on boats and sailboats and shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. What kind of beer do they? Is that Pabst Blue Ribbon they drink there? Or
I don't know in Arkansas. I don't know what the beer.
Budweiser's probably just
there. Budweiser.
We
should let's see what Google says about that. Let me do a little.
The favorite it might be a dry county. They might not even sell beer there.
Yeah,
we do know that you can't ship wine to
he can't get his wine,
so we're gonna have to figure that out. But because I texted him today. I said, hey, I just want to, what did he say? I don't remember what he said, but he is like, I said, hey, I went out and got my wine today, and he's just like rubbing it in, but then I said, I paid $5.39 or 49 cents a gallon for regular unleaded for my truck, and he posted back saying, yeah, it's like 3 something a gallon here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I know. He's when I told him did my wine pickup, he's like, that's not fair. It's like, well,
sorry,
you could still be living here, but yeah, no, it's again, as we mentioned numerous times on the show, it's just quite the privilege, I will say, to be living in a town that has as many wineries as we do, and not just regular wineries, but some very high quality wineries that produce some very good juice, and to be able to bop. I mean, I literally made my pickup loop in about a half an hour. I just drove out to Bent Creek, made a quick pickup there, and they're like, hey, Chris, how you doing? I'm like, hey, good. Hey, you want to sit down and taste for a while? Hey, I'm flying solo, people. I'm just going to grab and go. So,
oh, man.
But then ran over to Page Mill, and they were actually, it was still right near opening time. So there was literally nobody there except the worker bees.
Yeah.
Debbie wasn't there yet. So,
okay.
Just rolled in, grabbed my pickup and split and headed home. And then, just chilling like a villain. But, it does suck. I'm going to have to start making new local friends, I guess. But, I did last night, some dear friends of mine from some of my oldest California friends. I can't use one of them, not older as in we're old, but
old.
But people I've known for a long time. My friend Jay, the sommelier from SoCal, was in town for work. And of course, my friend Pete, who the Mercedes mechanic, the one of the best in the world. We all got together for dinner last night in Pleasanton at a trattoria, an Italian joint.
Yeah, that's a good place.
Yeah, it was great. We sat and just had Jay brought, he always has great wine. He drove up from SoCal, and we had I think it was a 2008 Zin that was fucking phenomenal.
Really?
And they had white.
That's pushing it there.
Yeah. No, it was definitely it was mature. But it drank really well. I had a chicken Alfredo, fettuccine Alfredo for dinner, and a Caesar salad. I mean, it was
making me hungry. I didn't eat lunch today or dinner yet.
It was good. And then for dessert, what do you think I had for dessert?
You had tiramisu.
No.
Cannoli.
No, I wish.
Spumoni.
No, but they had a peach cobbler with.
Well, that ain't Italian.
Well, I know, but it was on the menu, and it was in a personal, one of those small bowls that was all baked and warm, and had vanilla gelato.
I am
on it.
not a big peach fan.
Oh, really?
Sorry.
I love peaches.
I don't know why. I love a good apple cobbler or something. I mean, cobblers are good, but yeah. So Lorenzo just handed me the phone. He finally doing some work over here. That's good, Lorenzo. You had a week off. You should be freaking picking it up here.
I thought he was checking the cable line. Okay.
So according to, he did that too. Yeah, thanks for sticking up for Lorenzo. See, he's waving his hoof like, thanks, Chris.
I think he used the Wheeling Wine Whiskey helicopter to run the route,
No. RC helicopter. That's about it. Okay, according to beeradvocate.com, the top rated beers in Arkansas. Now, there's some great names here, so just bear with me.
All right.
I can't make this shit up.
Here we go. Hold on.
Oh, what do we got? Oh, he's got the soundboard ready. Look at this, Lorenzo. We're back in force. Yes, the more you know, the more you know. Okay, here we go. Number 1, BDCS. It's Ozark Beer Company. I have no idea what that is, but it's a sweet milk stout, but it's 10.2% alcohol.
One'll do you just fine. Yeah, I'll have a pint of that and a bed.
And the number 2 beer, I'll make a comment here in a second, but Onyx Coffee Stout, another American stout, and it's 5.3%. And then here, number 3 from Lost 40. Those are both from Ozark Brewing Company, by the way, beer company. Nighty Night, number 3 is Lost 40 Brewing. It's an Imperial Stout at 11.2. It's named Nighty Night.
What's that one that we had out here? It was Old Foghorn or something.
Yeah.
It's like
No,
12%.
I have it in my refrigerator, the old bastard, and it's a barrel aged stout. And I mean, and it ages well. So that beer that I have in my refrigerator, I sent some to the Total Off-Road podcast too. And I think it's a 2019. So it's, 5 years old. But it's a good beer. It knocks you. It's got a punch to it. It's in that 10.25 range, but holy hell. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta continue with this because the names keep getting better. Number 4 from Lost 40 Brewing is Trash Panda IPA.
Jesus Christ, raccoons.
7.2%. And then you got Double IPA from Ozark. Okay, we've heard of those. But here's number 6, Bourbon Love Honey. It's a barrel-aged bock from Lost 40 Brewing. 7.5%.
Wow.
It keeps getting better, Chris. Are you sitting down? Snake Party, number 7.
I got a Snake Party.
10%. And then number 8 is Space Goose. NEIPA. I don't know what an NEIPA is. I don't like IPA. Oh, New England IPA.
New England, New Northeast.
6.3. And then you got a Double Love Honey Anniversary Doppelbock. I love frickin' Doppelbocks. I don't drink much beer anymore, but if I see a Doppelbock, a Maybach on the menu, I'm going for it. A Grolsch, good Grolsch. And then let's just skip down a little bit. Number 15 is Homewrecker. It's Bentonville Brewing. Bentonville Brewing, which is
a guy with a wife beater on the cover, or what?
It's Bentonville Brewing, and I know Ira's listening, so you need to check this place out. It's an American IPA at 7%. Let's see if we got any other good funny
So wait a
here.
minute. So this is local. This is not the most popular. This is just what
It
the
says
local
right
beers
here.
are?
It says right here. It says top rated beers, Arkansas, United States.
Because most ordinary people are just walking into the package store and picking up a 12-pack of Budweiser or Coors Light or whatever. But
you got
what do I know?
So those are great names. Here's another one: Squirrel Sailor, Pig Trail Porter.
Wow.
Let's see if there's anything else that's
do like a good porter though.
Nothing else jumping out, but that was good. So I think, and you're going to agree with me on this. I think Tyler from Snail Trail should move out to Arkansas. This is right up his alley. These beers.
Oh yeah. Do they have any? What's the shit they drink?
He loves that Belching Beaver, the peanut butter stout. So he loves those flavored beers, and it looks like that's what they do out there.
Yeah. Well, Fireball. Is he drinking Fireball anymore?
But that 99 at 11.2. American Imperial Stout. You got to love that. All right. Good
job, goes
Lorenzo.
a long way with those. Little goes a long way.
Little golf clap for Lorenzo. You're back. We love it. Yes. The crowd goes wild. All right. So there's that. All right. What else you got?
Just trying to get ramped back up. We do apologize for missing an episode last week, but as Jason mentioned earlier,
you can't apologize for life.
Life gets in the way sometimes, but we're back. We're back. We're back. We're going to be making some great episodes. I know we're trying to line up some interviews in the future here, in the very near future. I know you've been super active in off-roading, and unfortunately I have not. But I did get the opportunity when I was home. I think it was last weekend, Memorial Day weekend. I had the opportunity to finally wrench on the Jeep a little bit.
Yeah, you did. You sent pictures to the podcasting group.
That's right.
Was excited. So
yeah.
What'd you do?
So, we had that group buy through Snail Trail or Morphlate, I believe. Tyler from
Snail Trail.
They did that group buy on Super Winch, winches from Super Winch.
Mine's still in the box. It's supposed to go on my truck.
Mine was still in the box, and finally I said I got to get this thing installed because my Ramsey, the one that I've had on there since I don't know for how many years, but it's been good, but it's also makes a weird sound every once in a while, and reliability is important.
So that's a trailer winch now.
It's a trailer winch. Yeah.
You gonna put it on your trailer?
I don't know. I might put it up for sale. I might refurbish it. Something has to happen with it. But in the meantime,
I'd put it on your trailer.
Well, we'll see. The trailer. I was gonna try to work on the trailer this weekend. That didn't happen, but
all right. So you got the super winch.
Yep. So yeah, got the Jeep out of the garage, dug it out, turned it around so I could get have the front of the Jeep close to the toolbox and all the necessary stuff and the good lighting in the garage. And tore into it, disconnected wires, got it all dangly, and then had to cut a lot of zip ties, holding all those cables under the engine in the engine bay. But yeah, it's standard operating procedure. Disconnect the battery cables, make sure it's safe, and then just start unbolting shit. And that's where the impact gun comes in handy because those grade 8 bolts that hold the winch plate to the freaking frame are no joke, and they're torqued down. I believe I had blue Loctite on them. So
blue should snap pretty easy.
Oh yeah, no, I had
red
no
can
issue.
be a little. Orange is like get the torch out.
just throw the Jeep away.
Well, you don't cut it, but you got to heat it up to kind of melt the Loctite.
No, it was blue. So anyway, but got it off and went. Then I did something strange. I actually pulled the instruction manual out.
What?
Oh yeah, I know, crazy talk, right? So I just wanted to double check to see if there's anything that I was gonna anything different, because this super winch is like loaded to the max. It's got a light on the winch.
That's right. I remember them saying.
Yeah, it illuminates the
night
drum.
Run.
So night run. But it's got a wired remote and a wireless remote, and the wire remote has a rechargeable battery light in it. So when you plug it into the winch itself, it charges the battery on the flashlight.
What?
There's a flashlight built into the remote.
No. They're totally set up for night run.
Oh yeah, for sure. So, and it has a synthetic winch line, which I had on my old winch, and then it also
synthetic winch lines.
Has the Fairlead, which I didn't need because I have the Factor 55 Fairlead on my rig. So, but the one thing that I needed to do that threw a little bit of a wrench into the works was when I originally installed. The listeners remember. I bought a Factor 55 Fairlead probably 2 years ago at this point, maybe, and it didn't line up with the hole in the winch plate.
Auctioned it. We gave it away. It was a prize.
We gave it away, right? And I bought the offset one.
Give it away now.
Sorry,
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
The bolts that I bought that were there that held the Fairlead on were just a tad too short.
Okay.
But the process to replace those bolts would have required me to remove the old winch way back, 2 years ago to just get to the bolts come in from the backside. And there was just no space to remove. So anyway, while I had it all apart, I said, I'm going to put better bolts and longer bolts so I have more thread engagement. And so I had to make a quick trip to Lowe's. And this is a sidebar here. I got to say, Lowe's is really close to my house. It's like a mile away. But you go into that hardware aisle at Lowe's and they sell the nuts and bolts in like packages of 2.
Yeah.
And, some of the packages are ripped open and there's only one bolt or one nut.
Right.
I think they're getting fucking robbed blind, dude. I think people walk in there, I need one of this. And they just open the package and they shove it in their pocket and walk out.
Yeah.
And that's bullshit. Come on, people, be better.
Well, it's that, and it's a self-checkout, it's like, just real quick story. So I had to get some plumbing fittings, and I didn't want a basket or anything. I needed like 6 fittings, so they were street elbows and stuff, so you could stick them like together, right? Like quote unquote, you could have like one fitting. And so I go up there, and you could like scan one and not another, whatever. I mean, they lose that loss factor, and we talked about this before. It's got to be high, but the offset of not paying they're paying one person to monitor 4 or 6 registers.
Correct.
And the offset, they're, the fucking suits sitting around the boardroom table are going, oh, so we lose X amount of thousands of dollars or fucking $1 million, whatever. But what we have to pay in wages and insurance and all the benefits and stuff for an employee, we're still coming out ahead. So they just like, fuck it. And that conversation has to happen because it's silly.
You're right, but at the same time, these places, that's the problem. We can get into this whole debate, but a big problem is investor, returns, right?
Yeah.
So, but the reality is it's all customer driven, or it should be. It used to be back in the day.
No.
How frustrating is it for you and I as a consumer to walk into a place like Lowe's or Ace Hardware or Home Depot or wherever hardware store and go into their hardware aisle and you just want to pick up a couple of bolts and they don't have them because they've been robbed blind, or they're not doing good inventory control because they do get robbed blind and they don't replace them fast enough, or maybe they don't replace them at all because they're getting robbed blind. I don't know.
And the other thing is that shit's unorganized, right? Somebody grabs a bolt, oh, that's the wrong size, and throws it into any bin they see.
Correct.
And I'm going to tell you a story about it later when we get to Memorial Day. But we totally sidetracked your whole fucking story. But go back to. So
went and got the. I found the right bolts. Unfortunately, they weren't grade 8; they were grade 5. But this is the Fairlead, so it's not.
No, that's fine. So there's a whole right. So there's and you go down that avenue of like bolt selection and shouldering, like Kevin Jones has talked about. Get the right shoulder bolt, and I love it. That's great. It's true. But grade 5 will stretch a little bit before it breaks. Grade 8 will like snap before grade 5. There's different applications, right?
Correct.
You don't need grade. It's like, oh, grade 8 on everything. Well, no, that's not necessarily the best bolt. So like to hold your fucking Fairlead on, you're fine.
Yeah,
fine with a grade 5.
Grade 8s are holding the winch plate and the winch on the winch plate. So.
That's important.
And those are big ass bolts, so I'm not worried about. But
you're just yanking Toyotas and shit with that winch, so it's no big deal.
Well, I debated not even connecting the power cables on the winch. I said, I texted the gang and I was like, hey, should I be like Jimmy's friend in Moab and not connect my winch? And
or Jimmy without a fucking winch for all the years he's been four-wheeling up until like 2 months ago, he finally put a winch on.
Well, he'll defend himself and says he didn't need one, and I agree with him. He's the flex and the keeping your tires on the ground and having all the torques.
I'm telling you, dude. The harder wheeling you do, the more winching you need to do. You get into some gnarly shit when you start, sand hollow crazy shit.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's fine.
Anyway, I got all the right hardware, got everything bolted up, and then I had just one little bit of a hiccup. The second hiccup was the winch plate and the winch were coming into close contact with each other. So the bolts the new bolts that I bought to hold the Fairlead on were preventing the winch from sitting far enough forward. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't line the bolts up underneath to attach the winch to the winch plate. Shit. So I had to get the grinder out and grind those bolt heads off a little bit to flatten them down.
There you go.
Got sparks a flying. And just took a little off, a little CH, and got those
CH.
Things.
What's that stand for?
I'm not saying
something hair.
That's right.
Starts with a C.
So anyway, got the
4 letters,
just a little bit down, and got everything lined up, got everything torqued down, got it reinstalled, wired up so it works. Did a quick testy test. And she's good. So I went from a 9,000 pound Ramsey, which has been a great winch, that was a hand me down from somebody else I bought for a really good price.
It had a wire on it too, right? It wasn't a cable. It wasn't.
When I first bought it, it had a wire cable, but now it has synthetic on it. Yeah. Okay. Freedom rope. So
that's right. That's right.
But now I've got this. It's only what I need to do now is so I went from a 9,000 pound to a 12,000 pound. So that's got some serious pulling power.
Way capable.
Overkill for my little Jeep.
Your little Barbie Jeep.
But what I need to do next time I'm out and about is I need to run the cable, the rope out, and I need to reel myself in and to tighten it up.
Oh yeah, you got a telephone pole or something at the end of there, or Prius or something you can hook to at the end of your street?
Well, my neighborhood's not. I probably wouldn't want to string my rope all the way out. If somebody would drive into the court and freaking hook themselves on it. So I'll probably take it out to where Craig lives and hook it up to their forklift like I did before and drag myself to the forklift because I'm not going to.
You can just lightly set your parking brake, even if you're on level ground. Lightly set the parking brake so you have some drag resistance, and then feed it that way.
Exactly.
But it's important. I mean, the synthetic, not as important as cable, but it does. One, it looks nice. Two, it's just, makes a happy synthetic rope.
Exactly.
But the one on the buggy is so abused right now. I'm like, this is probably going to be my last weekend with it, and then I got to change it out.
Yeah.
But that's cool, man. That's a nice upgrade. Winch is a great tool. It's not the first thing you should buy, but it's if you're going to do serious off-roading, it's definitely a necessity. And then with the winch comes, higher amp alternator, dual batteries, all that good stuff if you're doing a lot of off-roading. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. Everybody that bought those super winches are really happy with them, and I love all the little features and the night run stuff that's built into it.
It's pretty badass. I'm actually looking forward to trying it out on the trail. So I know that I'm going to go up. I'm not going to be at Adopt a Trail, and
I was going to say you could have tried it out this weekend.
I know. I want to be there, but fortunately, not unfortunately. Let's put a positive
for you.
spin. My daughter is graduating from high school this coming weekend.
Good thing. That is a great thing.
Very good thing. I'm very proud of her, and this is the last of my 3 children that's going to be going.
So now you're going to kick her out of the house this summer.
That's right.
She's got 3 months to find a job and get out of the
house. She's going to college in the fall, which is super cool too. So, but yeah, this is the last of my 3 that I can't believe I actually had children and they're all still alive and healthy. So
nobody died. It's all good.
So we've talked about my child. Oh, more child or family drama. So we've talked about Craig occasionally, the welder, but Kevin, my son, my middle child, he's an accountant. But he's into road, the bike racing, the road bikes, pedals, pedaling like Lance Armstrong and shit.
No fucking engine. The bike would cost. You could buy a dirt bike cheaper than what he probably paid for his bike that you got to pedal. But go ahead.
I asked him how much it costs. He just smiles at me. You don't want to know. Anyway, he crashed yesterday and broke his collarbone
again. Oh fuck!
And this is bad. It's bad. He's going into a orthopedic surgeon tomorrow or Tuesday.
Oh my!
So he got a referral from the emergency room doctor. He's like, yeah, this is a refracture on the same collarbone.
Same shit.
So he's getting hardware now.
Oh God,
dude, you should see the X-ray. I don't know. I mean, I'll have my wife forward the picture to me so I can send it. But it's like, ew, yuck. And he was here today. So this happened yesterday. He was here last night. Then he came back and hung out today. But the bones have to be grinding in against each other, and that sensation's got to be fucked.
So where is he right now? Is he in the hospital on morphine?
No. He was here for most of the day, and then he just went home to play. He's a gamer too, so he's in an online gaming league, video game league. So he's doing that. But I mean, he's in a lot of pain. He actually called the ER today and got a prescription for hydrocodone.
Oh, geez, easy.
Yeah, so he's getting the good stuff.
I'm allergic to anything that ends in "done" or "een." Yeah, I can't take any of that stuff. It jacks me up bad. That's bad stuff.
So you do the stuff that ends in N or Y.
Yeah, exactly. Bourbon,
whiskey.
What's in Y? Oh, whiskey. Yeah, good. I'm drinking a little Weller right now. Weller.
You gotta like the Weller
Special Reserve, the green label.
That's the 107.
This is the peasant version that I can afford. But it's the original weeded Weller. This is what or back in the day before it became ultra popular, you used to get this bottle for $20-$25 tops.
That's a dead soldier too,
and it's dead. I just been bottle killing. I haven't been drinking much lately, but I'm trying to get some of these bottles that are just, got a shot or two left in them and just killing them off, because hopefully this summer I can make room for more. But right now we're just killing what's left.
Yeah,
I haven't bought bourbon in a while. I've been a little more conservative lately and just kind of enjoying what I got. And but I'm anxious to get back on that train. A lot of stuff's happened in my world lately, and so I'm just trying to enjoy what I got here, and we'll see. See how the summer pans out.
Well, there you go. That's all you can do. I know that I keep getting these emails and text messages from Sealbacks, and they've had some stuff that looks very, very compelling. And I haven't pulled the trigger because I just haven't.
Let me know. I got a credit with them because they had a little mishap with the order, and they made good on it. So I'm not going to say anything bad about them. They've totally made good on it. But I want to order some Chattanooga whiskey.
Okay.
I want to get some of that Leaper's Fork.
Ooh, that's good stuff.
It's just killer stuff. I mean, I've got my like Old Elk, Leaper's Fork, Chat, Frey Ranch. Those are my like go-tos. I mean, they're just so freaking good. And they're priced right. So
absolutely.
And then Smoke Wagon. Let's just round it out. Top 5 Smoke Wagon right there. Anyways, got some exciting news about Smoke Wagon coming up. But
can't go wrong with Smoke Wagon.
A little tease there. All right. So that's cool. You got a winch now. We just got to get you out willing to use the winch to pull some Toyotas out.
That's right. Well, I've had a winch, but now I got a new winch.
No, I know, but.
But and then, but it was good. It was really good to get in the garage and start wrenching again. That's one of the pleasures that I have that I don't get to do very often is to get into my garage and wrench on my personal stuff.
Okay, so I'll say it's fun when you're doing an upgrade like that, right? But if you have like something happen right before a trip and you got a wrench on your rig to get it ready for a trip,
wrenching,
that fucking sucks.
Yeah, no,
and that happened to me recently.
Oh, really?
But before I get to that, I got 2 teases going right now.
Uh-huh.
So Memorial Day weekend is when you installed your winch.
Yes.
I had the Sacramento crew up here with their douche cubes.
The douche cube club.
The rubber band douche cubes, the belt burner club.
Uh-huh.
So all my friends that I used to go four-wheeling with that all bought side-by-sides. And so they came up to my house. We had a freaking ball. We did over 200 miles in the desert over Memorial Day weekend. And but prior to that, my good buddy Uncle Jesse came up early. He came up on Thursday morning.
Uh-huh.
And he goes, "Hey, we're coming up early." I said, "Fine, I got work for you." He goes, "Oh shit." So I just put, and I talked about this on a previous podcast before going to Oregon. I put that double shear kit on the front end, the gusset kit, the bomb-proof kit, as they call it, from CT Raceworks. And when I tore the front end apart, the A-arms and everything, there was some play. Not terrible, but there was some play. And I should have replaced all the bushings in, but I was in a time crunch at that point. I couldn't get the bushings in time to get it back together to go to Oregon. So I reassembled it with the old shit. Well, it got bad because I run that thing 3-4 days a week behind my house. And it was really bad, really sloppy.
Uh-huh.
And I bought a nice, oh fuck, I'm going to butcher this. The UHMW, ultra high molecular fucking plastic shit that we use for skid plates and stuff on our buggies and everything. So they make these bushings out of that, super strong, not going to wallow out, in a hurry. So I bought that kit. Inexpensive kit, $100, whatever, $110. It wasn't bad, but I had to tear that front end apart again, and it is a fucking bitch.
Really?
Oh my god!
Tight
no room.
Yeah,
you can't get bolts out. You got to take the center diff fucking practically out of that thing. You got to offset it. It's ugly. And I knew it, and I said it on the podcast. I never want to tear this thing apart again. Well, guess what? Thursday before Memorial Day, Jesse and I are in there tearing this thing apart. We're fucking, MFing this thing and everything. We get it apart, and his wife goes, "We got to eat. We got to go to dinner because it's getting late." And I said, "You're right." So we went out, had a nice dinner that night, had a good time, went down to the CVI, took Lorenzo with us.
Oh, good.
He ended up winning like $80 on blackjack. He had a good night.
How does he bluff with a freaking, or how does he do that with hooves?
He doesn't bluff. He doesn't have to bluff. He just waves his hoof to get a hit or not. They normally hold your cards there, but for him they make an exception and they play face up for him. So he just waves his hoof, Yay or nay. It's good. But anyways, we had a good dinner. And then
So you're saying it's CVI is a donkey-friendly
it is a very
facility.
donkey-friendly place, ass-friendly place. So Friday morning, Jesse and I are like, okay, we get our cup of coffee. We're like, we got to finish this freaking thing. We're like almost done. I mean, we just got to reassemble it. So I said, hey, the hard part's done and it'll be good. And so we start reassembling this thing, getting everything. And I got the Ugga Dugga machine, tightening everything up. And then I don't go crazy with the Ugga Dugga machine because I finish it with a torque wrench and all the shit like you're supposed to do. And my Ugga Dugga machine's a DeWalt. I'm a yellow DeWalt guy. And I had it's got 3 settings and I had it on the lowest setting. So I don't know what the foot pounds are off the top of my head, but it's not much. It's not like strip out bolt shit. Well, I'm tightening up, and it's always the last fucking bolt, Chris.
It is.
It's always the last.
And I got a story I'll tell you after you're done.
And I put the Ugga Dugga machine on there, and I'm like,
boom.
It fucking starts speeding up, and I'm like, I just stripped the fucking bolt. It's a grade 8 fucking metric motherfucking bolt, 12 millimeter.
Snapped it.
And no, it didn't snap it, but it spun. It just spun, and I can't get it tight. And I told Jesse, I'm all, fuck it. It's a Loctite or a Nylock bolt.
Nylock,
I go, it ain't going to come apart. It's fine for the weekend. Fuck it. We're not taking the diff out and shit again. He goes, no, we need to make this right. And I go, yeah, we do eventually. But I said, today's not the day. We got to go out riding. And he's like, no, let's take that thing off. Well, it wouldn't come apart, right? It was totally stripped out. It was, Chinese bullshit hardware. I don't know. And so I ended up having to take an angle grinder to cut the fucking nut off. Got the bolt out. Now we're on a search. We go to not 1, not 2, but 3 fucking hardware stores to get a 12 millimeter, bolt that's 4 inches long. 1.5 fucking thread pitch. Find it at Ace Hardware in Gardnerville. Great hardware store. And they got everything. But, you're looking through the bins and shit's kind of mixed up a little bit. Not too bad there. It's not a Home Depot, but it's mixed up. And I'm like, okay. And Jesse's all, I'm going to buy a couple extra of those in case I snap one or whatever. Okay, great. I said, you help me out. I'll buy the hardware. So guess how much 4 fucking bolts and 4 nuts cost?
$12.
4 metric bolts and 4 bolts. 4 nuts.
$12.
Nylock nuts. At $12.
Yeah.
You'd be low.
What?
Try again.
12 millimeter?
12 millimeter, 4 inches long.
$18.
Oh, you're still low.
Come on, dude. 25
Dude, that's
bucks.
what I said. Keep going.
30.
Keep going.
No. They weren't 10.
Keep going.
$40.
Keep going.
50.
$50 fucking dollars.
For 4 bolts and 4 nuts?
4 fucking bolts and 4 nuts. I was like, excuse me?
And these are, you said 12 millimeter.
12 millimeter.
So they're not that big.
No, it's not a huge. It's like a fucking,
Dude, that's absurd.
I was like, are you kidding me?
And we went to another. We went to a car. I know
exactly, but I needed it, right?
I know.
I needed it.
Yeah,
I didn't need 4. I needed 1. But I wanted to hook Jesse up with some spares and stuff. But I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And we have a Fastenal here in town. But not open to the public. We got every fucking bolt you can imagine in Fastener.
Wait. Fastenal's open to the public down here.
No, they're not.
I go there all the time.
Good luck with that. Yep. Even Lorenzo's saying good luck with that.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Anyways, got past that fucking hurdle. Car's back together. It handles unbelievable now because there's no more slop in the front end. It was way bad. And we go out. We had a fucking blast. Brian, Jesse, Tom came up. Dave Code, we Code Nelson, our law firm, lawyer was up here, and it was great. I mean, I can't believe I still pinch myself every time I go out behind my house because it's like just open land. Just go have fun. Cool. We went out on Saturday to Rosie's in Smith Valley. And if anybody's up in the Smith Valley area, you got to stop at Rosie's Mexican food. She is a hoot, and the food is freaking delicious. Some of the best Mexican food I ever had. We call Olivia, Jesse's wife, called up ahead and goes, "Hey, we got 20 people coming in an hour." She goes, "Okay, I'll make a buffet for you guys." $13 a head.
Wow.
We had chili verde, of course, rice and beans, tortillas, cheese enchiladas, chicken enchiladas, a killer freaking salad, and dessert for $13 a head.
That's
It
great.
was freaking awesome. So that was our Saturday. Sunday, we planned on going to Virginia City, which was another hour and a half ride, and to get there. And we woke up after Saturday night. We got over the handlebars a little bit, and I go, "Hey, are we still going to Virginia City?" Everybody's like, "No, I don't think so. We'll go do another ride." So we ended up in Brunswick Canyon, which is super cool. Out to Carson River. It was beautiful ride. Anyways, long story short, we had a blast. We had over 20 people, 13 rigs in my driveway. I call them rigs. The golf carts were in my driveway Saturday morning of Memorial Day, and I'm sitting here shaking my head like, what the fuck did I get myself into? All these fucking golf carts in my driveway. But we had a blast. It was a lot of fun. It's just another avenue for off-roading, and it works. Those things work really well out in the desert.
Oh no, I agree. I mean, I rode that one time.
Yeah, you rode it, and it's like a Cadillac.
It is. I'm like, oh, you tighten up, getting ready for a hit, and it's like that wasn't anything.
And then I put a belt temp gauge in so I can monitor my belt burning. So that's good.
Any carnage? I always have to ask.
I know, and that's what we were saying on Saturday with 13 rigs. We had zero carnage.
No shit.
Zero carnage. I don't think we had any carnage all weekend. I was trying to think if anybody. There was no belts blown. It was just a solid weekend. We didn't work on anybody's rig that I can recall right now, other than mine beforehand. But it's all. I'd rather work in the garage than out on the trail. So
absolutely, we say that all the time.
We circumvented that shit.
Preventive maintenance goes a long way.
Yeah,
it just does. And I'm 100% behind that theory.
So that was a blast. Yeah, absolutely. You cool. Take care of your shit, it's going to take care of you.
That's right. Yeah, it doesn't break if you don't take it on the trail either. So that's even better.
That's right. That's right.
Trust me, I want to get on the trail though.
I hear you.
I'm so over not being able to do shit right now. Right. It just seems like it. I mean, family comes first always, but it gets to the point where you're like, I got to get out. I need mountain therapy. I really do, and we'll figure that out here shortly. So
you want to hear some voicemails?
Yeah, let's.
We've been pumping these things up. I got one from April 28th.
Shit,
we are in June now. We're in June. Who knew?
God, this year is flying by. Next thing you know, we're going to be doing our Christmas shopping episode.
I know. I know. I don't know who this is. It's a Bay Area phone number.
Okay, let her run.
Here we go.
All right.
I haven't listened to it. You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Please stay tuned for this important public service announcement. If you like wheeling, if you like whiskey, and if you know that Toyota suck, then this is the podcast for you.
It's our buddy
Welcome to Wheeling, Wine, and Whiskey with your hosts, Jason and Chris. Hey boys, your man Rover Don here. Just on my way back from a little NorCal Rovers gathering at East Brother Brewing. By the way, the Bow Pills, the Red Lager, chef's kiss, excellent, can't go wrong, never miss, 5 stars, must try. I'm on my way back. I'm listening to last week's podcast, and you got no voicemails. What's with that? What you listeners? You got stuff to do here. Put them in the speed dial. You're sitting in traffic anyway. You got nothing. Just call in. Be heard on your favorite podcast, explaining to the world just how you personally have experienced Toyota sucking. That's all I got for you with that. Rover Don out.
I love it. Good job, Rover Don.
Great. That was
Right
a good one. I'm going to rank that in our top 5 voicemails.
Hell yeah.
Top 5 voicemails. Very well done, Rubber Don. Always love you calling in and your wisdom. It's fucking great.
That was
was really good. That was well done. Well played. Let's get applause on that one, Chris. Come on. That's how you send a voicemail to Real Wine and Whiskey right there. And he's absolutely right. You're sitting in your freaking car, commuting or in traffic, whatever, bored to death.
That's
Send
right.
us a voicemail. Tell us what's on your mind. It's
Absolutely.
all right, here's another one.
You got more?
I haven't listened to this one either. Oh, we got a few here. You get ready.
Okay.
Not enough to do a whole podcast of them like Snail Trail, but we got a few.
Snail mail.
Hey, Chris, this is Kevin Poole. Hey, I'm probably a little behind on some episodes, but yeah, I was out there at Suey Bun's fundraiser. I don't know how you missed me. John Deere Green 4Runner, come on. It's right across from Tyler's. I looked for you, but I couldn't find you. We were up next to the raffle booth for pretty much the whole go-around.
That's where I was.
Hey, next time, try to get on social media. Maybe you can get a hold of me, or I'll get a hold of you.
Right on, man.
I haven't met Chris. I think he wills. I don't know. I know how that goes. I'm just getting my rig back out on the trails after a year. Anyway, you guys have a good one. I'll catch up with you guys next time.
Right on, man.
That's cool. So yeah, he's great. He's got that John Deere green,
That's
green
right.
and yellow,
green and yellow Toyota.
Yeah, it is a Toyota, but he's a good guy. Got the
for
the
sure.
4Runner.
He's all in, and he's.
But Kevin's a good guy. He's always been a supporter of our podcast. Of course, he favors Snail Boys because he's a Toyota boy. But
that's right.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's funny. He said I was right there in the front of the raffle booth pretty much the entire time, standing under the easy up to try to stay dry.
Yeah. So. Oh man.
But whatever. We'll cross paths again.
So are you going to putting you on the spot now? Prairie City at the end of the month of June for the Ultra 4?
That's my goal. So I'm going to be loading the camper on the trailer on the truck next week.
Okay.
And then I told my wife the camper is pretty much going to be staying on the truck for the remainder of the summer. So
good.
That's my goal. So I'm going to try to go up. It's a Father's Day weekend. You're putting me on the spot. I can't do Adopter. So let's talk our schedule a little bit. So
okay.
I can't go to Adopter Trail, as I said.
That's this weekend. So this podcast comes out on Tuesday, and this weekend we're going to be up at Corral Hollow, Matley Loop, Matley Ridge, doing 40 plus miles of trails. We're going to get as far as we can. We've got about 10, 11 people. And we normally have like 20 plus people.
We need more bodies, that's for sure.
Hopefully it's not bad. We'll see. But I'm going to do as much as I can with our crew, and we will have to have a second group come up if we can't finish. But anyways.
So my goal, I obviously, as I said, I'm going to be at my daughter's graduation this coming weekend. You'll be at Adopt a Trail. I'm going to try to go up the following weekend. No promises, listeners, but I'm going to go to the same area the following weekend. And if I can get into the campground at Horse Gulch or maybe even Black Springs.
Oh, Horse Gulch is good.
Horse Gulch would be better, my preferred area, but Black Springs, would be my fallback,
right,
or up the road a little further,
right.
But I'm going to just be solo, or my oldest child's going to be with me, and I'm going to try to just do the same trails, and I'll have a saw with me and whatever. So,
right,
that's my goal. I'm not going to do anything gnarly because I anticipate being by myself. So obviously that's a little. I don't have my ham radio, but I don't think there's any repeater coverage up there. So. But
there's that one that CJ pointed out.
I've got it programmed in.
Got some now,
but there's a lot of line of sight stuff, and there'll be a shitload of people up there with their douche coops and whatnot. So
with that said, if anybody has a wild hair and wants to go up and clear some trails of trees, down trees, and close off the volunteer trails that people made around the trees. It's a fun event. It's a lot of work. I'm not going to lie, but it's rewarding. You get back to the campfire that night and you go, we just opened up, 20 something miles of trail or whatever we did that day. And, the Forest Service told us, Calveras Forest Service up there, it's like these trails would have long been gone if you guys hadn't been working on them all these years. We've done this for over 25 years.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
And I think we're pushing over 30 years. But anyways, we'll just say over 25 years. And that's pretty cool, and it's a small part, but one of these trails, the Corral Hollow Trail, gets used by hunters and stuff too. So it's
Correct.
like multi-purpose, right? Like all different. I've seen horses out there, people on horseback,
Mountain bikes.
Mountain bikes. So it's multiple use. It's not just four-wheeling. But it's a cool scenic trail. Corral Hollow is, and Manly Loop, Manly Ridge isn't as well known, but they're cool trails as well. We get into some fun stuff. So, it's nice to know that we're helping out and making a difference and keeping those trails open because, as you know, it just a lot of shit gets shut down if it's not maintained and then everything. So, anyways, if you are interested in listening to this on Tuesday morning. On your commute, sitting in your car going, what am I doing with my life?
Calling in and leaving a voice message.
DM me at Wheeling Wine and Whiskey on the IG, or you can email me, Jason at wheelingwineandwhiskey.com there. And let me know you're interested, and I'll hook you up with the details. So, anybody's welcome, even Toyotas. We'll put you at the back of the pack in case we got to tow you up the hill, but that's okay.
Any rig can make it through. Quite frankly, the trails aren't gnarly. I mean, obviously,
there's a couple sections, but we've gotten everybody through.
Yeah. I mean, years ago we found a stock Grand Cherokee stuck in a snowbank that we winched out of the way, and that was fortunately not a.
The kids came back.
Not a bad story.
Hey, thanks.
We approached that thing thinking there might be a body in it or something.
It was bad. Windows were down. It wasn't good.
This is
all right.
good.
So, anyways, if you want to help out, hit me up. If you're the weekend after works better for you, hit Chris up if he makes it out there. That would be cool.
That's my goal.
All right. We got 2 more voicemails.
All right, let's hear them.
I recognize it's going to be good. Just going to say.
Oh, really?
I haven't listened to it, but I'm going to say it's going to be good. May 21st, my birthday. Here we go.
Oh, it's happy birthday.
Say. And go.
Waiting.
Good morning, fellas. It's your favorite president. Everyone's favorite president. All the Americans' favorite president. But it's come to my attention. We don't have a lot of time here, but I have a very important announcement to make. It's been brought to my attention it's someone's birthday today. A very happy birthday. American birthday. These birthdays are like no other. This birthday. He could be 100. He could be 60. It doesn't matter. It's a birthday to be celebrated. This birthday is great. A bigly, very bigly birthday. Probably because I called. Will be the best birthday this gentleman has ever had. Yes. Happy birthday, Chris. And definitely, maybe, but probably definitely will be your best birthday ever.
Wow.
Just because I tell you, happy birthday.
Oh.
He says happy birthday.
Fail, Mr. President, fail.
Oh God, I love Donald Trump, but you got it mixed up, Donald.
He's been convicted. That's probably weighing on his mind.
It was my birthday. Oh, wait a minute. We gotta call back.
Oh,
we gotta call back. We gotta follow up.
Uh-oh.
Okay, hopefully he corrects himself.
It's got to be an unlisted phone number, right? I mean, I don't think the president would give us his phone number, would he?
Oh, I got
Guys.
Oh.
It's birthday season. It's like a season. Winter has come, sometimes. Anyway, it's nuts the way days roll by. I haven't called in a long time. Phone. I blame the phone. The phone is nuts, too. They're listening. It's crazy. But anyway, many cakes, maybe cupcakes, maybe some big cakes. For you, on your birthday, these guys, the years just passing by. It's crazy. So, yeah, enjoy.
Well, that's it. Okay, well, I'm gonna take it. I got Donald Trump
and Mr. Walken
and Christopher Walken calling in on my birthday. I'm taking it. That's good.
No, it's my birthday.
Yeah, apparently it's your birthday. Son of a bitch. Stealing the thunder, the limelight.
No respect. You do your best Dangerfield right now. No
Rodney
respect.
Dangerfield. No respect. No respect. What was his line? He had a great one talking about the day he was born and the nurse slapped his mom.
Oh, Jesus.
God. Good stuff. All right. Well, there you go. There's our voicemails. We are caught up. So if you want to call and make a nice, funny voicemail like that, or like Rover Don says, take his advice. You're sitting in traffic. You need to call. Lighten your commute. What's that phone number, Chris?
1-800. No.
Yeah, 1-800.
No. 408-800-5169. Again, that's 408-800-5169. Call in, leave a message, and we'll play it on the air.
We will. We'll be
unedited.
more prompt.
We'll try to be more prompt.
We're getting back unedited. It's good shit.
Getting back on track. As you all know, Jason's living his life the best he can. I mean, obviously, wheeling season has begun.
Yes.
I know that you're looking on Facebook and Instagram. People are hitting the Rubicon. People are hitting Fordyce.
So Rubicon got blasted through. The Tahoe side still had quite a bit of snow, and some of the big buggies made it through the snow out to Tahoe side.
Tahoma.
The Loon Lake side is totally passable. Of course, it's a little wet, but watching everybody play on the Soup Bowl. Frickin' Amber, competed in the Delta Classic rock crawl
in Utah.
Yep, and she did well, and she did a little endo and stuff, a little pose for the gram.
Mm-hmm.
But she did well, and then came back on Memorial Day. Or late Sunday night, they got back, and then so Monday morning, Dark 100 headed out to the Rubicon for the day.
That's right.
Just because she didn't get enough wheeling out at Delta, I don't know, but that's great.
It's competition versus recreation,
I am looking forward to getting out to the Rubicon. Great trail, and it's fortunately it's only a couple hours away, but it's just it's a great fun trail. So. Rubicon coming up, Fordyce, of course. Trails are open. It is four-wheeling season. Just got back from Moon Rocks with our friends at, DFF Fab. I call it DFF Fab. It's DF Fab.
DF Fab, right.
DF Fabrication. I like to add the extra F in there.
Tac One Fab.
Because he's fucking good. And then Tac One Fab Carlos. And James and Rhonda, we had quite a group out there at Moon Rocks. We did a separate recording. You'll hear about that. Did some fun trails. Did a new trail to me this year. It's called the Suburban Trail, and you actually drive over a Suburban that was abandoned in the trail that water has washed a bunch of debris, dirt into it and rocks, and you actually drive over a Suburban on the trail.
Perfect. Driving over Chevys.
So if you know, it's a fun little trail. And we had a blast. So you'll hear about that on the next podcast. I had Anthony on there from DF Fabrication, Carlos from Tac One, Rhonda and James, former Samurai, now freaking 2 years into their rock buggy, and James wouldn't stop until he got a flat tire. That's another story. And then Dave Ainsworth that just got a four-steer buggy last year, right before our Moon Rocks trip. So this was his first full year, and he made a ton of great modifications. That thing's super solid now. Great four-steer rock buggy. Got him on a wicked line. I went up. I couldn't do it, and he went up and he damn near completed it. But you'll hear about that on the next podcast.
Sweet.
So prior to that trip, though, the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey buggy, the SXOR buggy, was sitting up on the rack. And since I'm trying to think, we did KOH. But I want to say I did a trail after KOH with Randy and Amber. I don't know. It was a blur this winter. But anyways, regardless, the buggy hasn't moved in a few months.
Uh-huh.
And so I I'm underneath it, nut and bolting it. I got everything with the torque stripe on it, so the paint, so you can
Sure.
see if the bolts moved and everything. And I'm like, ooh, front drive line. 3 bolts were loose on the flange. So I tightened those up, Loctited them again. Went through, everything looked good. It was scraped up pretty good from KOH and stuff, but I'm like, okay, we're good. Lower it down, fire it off. It fires right off. I'm like, yeah. And I'm checking oil pressure. Good. Alternator. Good. Everything's looking good. And I smell gas. I smell a lot of gas. And I look down on the floor and there is a puddle of gas. Like somebody took a 2-gallon bucket and just threw it on the floor. Oh, shit. Shut off the buggy. Run over to the water heater, shut it off because I didn't want freaking gas fumes igniting.
Fumes, right? Open the doors.
Yeah. Well, my big doors were open, which was good. I mean, I had plenty of ventilation, but I opened the back door just to get some cross ventilation. And I'm like, oh, fuck. What the hell? And so, engine's behind me. I can't see shit. And I'm like, okay, I kind of see where fuel's coming from, a fuel line that runs from the filter up to the fuel rail to the engine. Well, the great thing with Switch Pros, here's another great feature of Switch Pros, is you can operate it from an app from your phone. So your switch panel comes up on your phone. I'm like, all right, I'm going to fire off the fuel pump and see where this thing is exactly leaking. Sure enough, fire it off, hit the fuel pump. It's like a fucking sprinkler, Chris, spraying on the engine, on the header.
Oh boy.
And there is not, it's not at a kink. It's not at an abrasion point. There is no reason for the steel braided line to leak where it is, other than cheap ass fucking fuel that eats up fucking rubber. And I have no idea how old this fuel line is. This is original equipment when I bought it with the buggy, and it could be original when the buggy was built back in 2008. Who knows? And so the moral of the story is, thank God that happened in the garage in a cold fucking engine, because if that happened on the trail, instant fire. That shit would have ignited bad. That's what happened to Justin Wicks.
Right.
Fuel line blew and blew on the headers and instant ignition, right? So I don't know.
That happened to somebody at Sand Hollow too.
Yes, it did. So I am like pissed because I waited till the last minute to check out the buggy before this Moon Rocks trip. But and so here I am. So I'm like, okay, I need -8 fuel line stat. I don't have any. I've got all -6 fittings and stuff. I got no -8. I got one -8 fitting, not the right one I need. I'm like, who the fuck can I call? Who are you going to call, Chris?
Randy.
Bomber Fab. So it's like 7:30 at night. I call Randy. He doesn't answer the phone. I call Amber. She answers the phone. I go, hey, is this the Bomber Fab after hours line?
Tech support?
And, yeah, tech support. And she goes, yeah, what do you need? And I go, this. And okay, let me check and see if we got stuff. Come on over. So I went over there, got the hose I needed and the fittings, and made the hose. He's got that cool tool that it's all press lock, they call it. And he's got the it's called a cool tool, KOOL, that presses the hose onto the fitting. And I'm like, it's to have the right tools to do a job is perfect. It saves so much time and headache. But you can't. That's one of those tools you use once a year, unless you're a race car builder, then you're using it a lot. But
Right.
for a home builder, you're not using that tool all the time. So you go in with it with some of your buddies or something. I don't know, but
Sure.
It's fucking badass. So got the hose, put it on, fired off the buggy, no leaks, everything worked great, and my weekend was saved. But it's that stuff, and it thank God, like I say, it happened in the garage,
For
and
sure.
not out on the trail with a hot engine. But so I asked Randy, I go, hey, how often are you changing fuel lines? And he goes, every 2 years if I have a vehicle that long, and I'm like, you know what? It's probably not a bad rule of thumb with this shitty fuel that just eats up, rubber and stuff. So anyways, take it for what it is. Look at your fuel lines. The more you know. If they're pushing, 5-10 years old, probably want to replace the ones at least in the engine compartment that are flammable. You got something at the back of the rig by the fuel tank, and if it blows, probably not going to be catastrophic, but just something to think about. And it's like the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But shit like that, and we're remote. That's the thing about off-roading. We're not on the side of a highway or something.
No.
We're remote, and you have a fire. That ain't good. It ain't good. We've seen it. We've told the story. Justin Wicks had it happen during that race. It just, it's preventative maintenance, but you can sit there and argue it either way. It's like, do you replace your fuel lines every 2 years? Do you wait till they blow? Are they going to be good for 10? Who knows? I don't know.
That's the thing. And you've got me worried, but also, my Jeep is 29 years old now. And that's, I can't believe I'm saying that. My Jeep is 29 years old. That's mind boggling to me. And, but I mean, there's a lot of steel lines that go between the fuel tank and the rear of the rig to the engine bay. So obviously there is some flexible rubber in some parts of the engine or of the vehicle. But I mean, I don't worry about the stainless steel fuel lines.
No, hard lines are one thing, but rubber lines, any rubber lines. So, and that includes brakes too. I mean, brake rubber lines, if you're running any rubber lines there, they degrade as well. So it's tough to, if it's getting old but I mean, this was a steel braid line, had zero indication that it was going to blow. And it sat for, 2.5, 3 months, fire it off, and it just blew right away. It didn't blow going into the garage when I parked it, but it blew just sitting there for 2-3 months. So take it for what it's worth. Look at that shit. I mean, this is all part of maintenance, and it's part of owning a rig, but I've seen it so many times now. Just that shitty fuel is just eating lines up. So luckily here in Nevada, we got non-ethanol, which is great, and will not eat up the shit like the ethanol fuels. So, but it cost a bit. But there's a place out here that sells Maverick sells 89 non-eth and all, and then there's another place, 2 places I know of here in Gardnerville that sell 91 non-ethanol, and that's what Randy runs. So it's not cheap, but it's good
fuel. Jason money.
No, Jason don't have money anymore. I'm actually looking for a new job. So anybody need a good. I got a lot of knowledge of different things, and I can bullshit. So
I need a seasonal worker right now. I'm paying $9 an hour. So
that's great. Keep looking for that person.
I'm paying below minimum wage.
Yeah, below minimum. Perfect. Anyways, so that was kind of a ordeal there, but
but you made it. You made it.
There's
happen.
the PSA.
That's right. Perfect. At least you weren't like, firing it up 2 minutes before you were throwing it in the trailer.
Well, and it literally was, though. I looked at everything else, and I was backing it out of the garage to put it in the trailer, and that's when it blew.
Oh, shit.
But, I mean, it was cold. The engine was freaking cold. Thank God.
Yeah. Good. All right. Well, what else? So yeah, we've covered a lot of information on this episode. We're getting back in the saddle, and which is good. I know we missed that last week, but we're back. We're strong as ever. And I have a new Lazy Boy, so I'm getting energy. I'm getting refreshed.
You got a new Lazy Boy chair, huh?
Yeah. So this is
leather,
leather, real leather. So
leather.
My wife bought me a Lazy Boy years ago for our 10th wedding anniversary, and that chair just it's so comfortable. But I literally, my family and I wore it out. I sit in that thing watching TV or whatever, and and it's always getting used when my children are over, somebody's sitting in it. And anyway, finally, just the spring broke in the back, not on the base, but in the back, and it just wasn't good anymore. It was worn out. So not last weekend, but not this weekend, but last weekend we went to the Lazy Boy store. So I need a new chair. Man, they got expensive though. I mean, everything's getting expensive. But I went from chair to chair to chair to chair to chair, and I just fell in love with this one. I can't remember the model name of it, but it spoke to me, and I said, "This is the one."
Spoke to me.
And the salesman's like, "Let's get you rung up." It's like, boom, there it is. So, and the beauty of it was, a lot of the chairs were 8 to 10 weeks. This one was in stock.
Oh, perfect.
So I bought it. I paid cash for it last weekend ago, and it was delivered yesterday, and I'm enjoying it now. So that's awesome.
Well, good. Yeah, I've got a Lazy Boy chair that was a hand-me-down from JL Latte years ago, and that was the one piece of furniture I brought from my house in San Jose to Nevada. It's super comfortable. It's nice. And then these other couches I fell upon at a secondhand store that are crazy flex steel. They're stupid. They swallow you up. I sleep in those no problem.
Yeah, no, for sure. If anybody likes to relax in a nice chair, I do highly recommend going to a Lazy Boy store and checking them out. They're expensive, but they're totally worth it. My old one lasted 20 years.
Yeah.
Damn near 20 years, 19 years. So it was great. So
nice. All right. New chairs, new fuel lines.
The only other thing I want to kind of do a shout out for, and we mention it all the time, is land protection and land use and the attacks that are constantly happening to for trail closures. Blue Ribbon Coalition, if you're not following them on the Instagram or on Facebook, you really should.
And if you're not supporting them,
you should be supporting them. So you can go to
$20.
That's right. Sharetrails.org. Sharetrails.org. Definitely go there. Throw a few shekels at them, some bucks. It doesn't need to be a lot, but become a member, support them. But it's been said over and over again by people that the best way to fight the fight, fund the fight is with money. We need to pay lawyers to attack to fight back at these extremely well funded organizations that want to take trails away and close public lands. And again, see the messages from Ben Burr on Instagram. I mean, he's it seems like their posts are becoming more frequent, which tells me that there's just the attacks are getting more aggressive on land closures, and that's not good. You hear about what happened in Moab, what's going on in Idaho, of course, what's happening down in Oceano Dunes, the ongoing situation there, and it's not good. I mean, as the sport is ramping up and getting to be more popular, it's more popular than ever between the different segments. Whether you're a dirt bike rider, you're a side-by-side guy or gal, or you're doing Jeeps or regular full-size four-wheel rigs. We all need to get together and we need to fight this fight. We need to protect what we like to recreate on. It's important.
I'll reiterate what, Snail Trail has said and stuff. And we've said here before, but it's $25 for a basic membership at Blue Ribbon Coalition. And if every off-roader gave $5, we would over fucking dominate Sierra Club, all the people that are against us for off-roading, for using the land off-roading that we do. If every one of us just put $5, which is absolutely freaking nothing. If you're dead broke like me and you put $5 in, big freaking deal, right? We spend more than that on a gallon of fuel.
Well, or Starbucks.
In California. Or whatever, yeah. Well, that's JL Latte, this Starbucks, but whatever. But no, and so we have a voice, and that's the crazy thing, and that's what Blue Ribbon's trying to put out there. Is like, guys, we just need you to come to the table with some money and your voice saying, we like off-roading. That's all you need to do.
Exactly.
Because we, as an off-road group, and then the RV groups is huge. That's part of our group. I mean, it is crazy how much power we have
Well,
over
and
the Sierra Club and stuff, but we don't utilize that. We need to start doing that. We need to start exercising our voice.
it's everybody. What even the equestrians and the boaters. I mean, those people.
It's all
it's a huge population of people that can be a unified voice and a unified pocketbook that could just shove these people shove them to the side and say, no, we want to use this, and it's fair use. I mean, it's just bullshit.
No, it is, and I'm glad we have the Blue Ribbon Coalition on our court. Of course, we can't discount Cal 4 Wheel does a lot too for those trails.
Tread lightly,
just in tread lightly. I mean, we can go on and on, right? So just it. I know we want to go out and run our rigs and enjoy and not worry about this shit, but unfortunately, we got to fight for our rights to party.
Exactly. And
in the word of Beastie Boys, we got to fight for our right to party.
Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
God, shit.
It's true though, but it's true. I know. And it just take, 10 minutes out of your week. Stop watching the Instagram videos or the YouTube or OnlyFans or whatever you're into.
Jesus.
And just look up Blue Ribbon Coalition.
Sharetrails.org.
And just spend a few minutes and get a membership if you don't have it. Fill out a freaking survey, fill out a freaking letter, and let your voice be heard as an off-roader.
Absolutely.
Because if we keep doing what we're doing and just like, oh yeah, no, it's somebody else will fill out that form, somebody else would do this, we're going to lose more and more freaking trails, and it's damn near impossible to get those trails back.
Absolutely.
We've gotten a few back, but you keep going back to Oceano Dunes. We make a win, we get pushed back a couple notches. We make a win, we get pushed back again. So, we got to fight for our rights to party.
Exactly. And use the trails responsibly, of course,
Well, of course. And it's, we talked about it on this last, you'll hear it, this upcoming podcast at Moonrocks. They just had a cleanup out there, the Friends of Moonrocks and Nevada Off-Road Association stuff. And they brought a dumpster out, and the dumpster was damn near full. And,
Good.
And last weekend was a pretty mellow weekend by all accounts, but the trash and stuff that's left out there by different people, and there was a fucking couch right near our camp, and it was on Instagram, this guy parading around people on this couch. And no, okay, fine, you bring a couch out there, you do your shit, but bring the couch back to the dispose of it properly. Don't leave it out at Moonrocks, okay?
Yeah.
So anyways, it's shit like that works against us.
It's
Be conscious.
One or two that ruin it for the rest of us.
Exactly.
That sucks.
But a majority of our listeners, I would say 99% of our listeners are good people. And, and if you're that 1%, get your shit together.
Exactly.
We still love you, but get your shit together.
I think it's less than 1%, but yeah, absolutely. Get your shit together. And on that vein, I know that I'm on IG again, as I mentioned before.
Oh, you're back
because it's summertime and I need to know what the hell's going on. But there was somebody that posted, and I think Lee Lim, Solve Function, reposted it. But people leaving their campfires going on the trail. Knock that shit off. Yeah. Seriously, put your fucking fires out.
Yeah, no, that is ridiculous. So over Memorial Day weekend, it was what's his IG? He's the forest ranger up here. I camp too much. I think it's like
I think that's him. Yeah.
I camp too much. Yes, and so or no, is it? Damn it,
I don't know. Well, we can put it in the show notes.
Put it in the show notes. I'll get it to you.
Right on.
But he's a listener of the show, and he went around and found numerous fires that were still hot and the wind's blowing, and that's how forest fires start. Yep. And it's like, dude, drown your fucking fire. Drown, stir. If you can't put your hand in the coals, where your fire was, and hold it there for 10 seconds, your fire's not out.
That's right.
People, just by letting it burn out or throw a cup of water on it, a solo cup of water, that ain't gonna do shit. You need to put some water on it, stir it, drown it, bury it with fucking dirt, whatever. But when you can put your hand on that fire for 10 seconds,
It's out.
right above it, it's out.
Yeah.
That's as simple as that. Be responsible.
Be responsible. Don't be that guy or gal.
Don't be a dick. Don't be a dick.
And also, make sure you get your fire permit because you need it to have a even a propane stove or a propane barbecue.
Right.
And and there's a link to getting the permit in our show notes. It's always there. So you need to get a new one every year. If you haven't done it already, it's super easy. You go to the website, you watch a short video, and you answer like 5 questions, and you print it out, and you're done.
Yep, exactly.
But if you're camping and a forest ranger rolls up on you, you don't have a permit, it's not going to be good.
No, not at all. And the purpose of that is to educate people, right? Like to learn how to, have a campfire without having a forest fire. So,
right.
I mean, seriously. I mean, it's like, and we talked about it on this podcast coming up. We brought a shit ton of wood, but we didn't have a fire Friday or Saturday night because it's too windy.
Yeah.
And there's no tree. There are some trees out there, but they're way far away. But I mean, we didn't have a fire because it was too windy. So it's just like, be smart about it, people,
Yep. I think we've beaten that horse.
We beat that up, but it's just, it needs to be said.
It needs to be repeated every year, and people need to, they need to do it, man. I mean, come on. Let's protect our forests. Let's protect the areas we recreate on.
Yeah.
And let's certainly not have any loss of life.
Here it is. So, _I__ overland. That's
right. Yeah.
Adam. I had to find that because I'm like, yeah, Adam works for the Forest Service up here, and he posts stuff all the time. So shout out to Adam Leidy. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Leidy. _I_ overland. He's a big advocate. He's the one that posts all the videos that get reposted by us and frickin' cruising to camp and snail trail.
Right.
Friend of the podcast, and he's fighting the good fight. So hats off to you, Adam. And yeah, people, do your shit. Put your fires out.
Don't be a dick. So, all right. Well, I think we've covered a lot of bases. I think I've covered everything I wanted to talk about. And yeehaw! How do they get a hold of us, Jason? I know we've mentioned it a few times in the show, but let's wrap it all together.
Let's put a bow on this pig. All right. So, of course, IG Wheeling Wine and Whiskey. You can email Chris at wheelingwineandwhiskey.com, Jason at wheelingwineandwhiskey.com, Lorenzo at wheelingwineandwhiskey.com. We got a phone number. 408-800-5169. 408-800-5169. You're sitting in traffic right now listening to this. Call us. Leave a freaking voicemail. Tell us that Toyotas don't suck. We're going to disagree with you, but that's fine.
Tell us how you got a douche coupe and you're running around the desert.
Yeah, tell us about your bell burner. Tell us about your last 4-wheel drive adventure. Tell us about the whiskey you just tasted. Come on. Talk to us.
That's right.
And then, of course, we'd love to hear from you guys. So,
and if you do, you leave a review on the Apple iTunes, whatever they call it, Apple Podcasts. You can leave a review there. 5-star review. Definitely DM Jason at Wheeling Wine Whiskey and tell us you did that, and we'll get you a sticker sent out in the mail so you can represent.
I sent out 4 stickers last week, so that was
cool. Sweet. Yeah. That's cool.
We're running out of stamps, by the way. We got to buy some more stamps.
Oh, shit.
Lorenzo, head down to the post office tomorrow and get some stamps.
You gonna take the Shelby?
Maybe. Maybe. Anyways, good stuff, Chris. Welcome back.
Yeah.
I love it. And with that,
we're out.